Hi everyone, how you doing? Um, I'm bringing you today to talk on some subjects, and what prompted me to do this is that it's been going around. I've seen a few videos in regards on this subject called Chrislam, and I guess maybe you've probably known already that Chrislam is like a merging of Christianity and Islam. But first, I wanted to thank someone for sending me a website, and I wanted to say I don't want to show it because I don't want to influence. If any children see this, I don't want to influence them in any way to go to this website. To even take a look at it, but it had to do with Jesus, and the artist, a graphic artist, did some layouts called Jesus Dress Up, and one of them had to do with Lady Gaga. And to tell you what, there will be probably things worse as time goes on. And they're not going to get any better until the Lord does come back and destroy evil and Satan for the last time. But when I saw it, I was just really disgusted. For anyone to, any more people just are not afraid of God, and they degrade him and disrespect him and call Jesus a myth, and it really hurts me a lot, and I'm just so disgusted about it. And I'm also disgusted about them merging Christianity with Islam, and this is, to me, this is blasphemy, and it's worst kind. And this article that I found called Christians Not Vilified by Islamic Billboard, and if you see the billboard here, what does it say? Jesus, a prophet of Islam. And not enough Christians are even speaking out against this. I mean, you have Muslims speaking out about their religion, but you don't hear about Christians speaking out for Jesus and against this atrocity. But I'm going to leave links to these articles, and you can read them also. And Jesus said that all these things will come to pass in the end days, that right before he comes, all these things will come to pass, and they're taking place right before our eyes. But all this talks about is the billboards that were coming up, proclaiming that Jesus to be a prophet of Islam, and this deceives people the worst, and I just hate to see this. And it's the billboards are a statement of belief and does not discriminate against or vilify Christians. Okay. Well, don't speak for me, because to me this is very wrong. It's just very wrong. I don't know if I can say enough how wrong this is. And it says that other complaints include the charge that Jesus must not be associated with an aggressive religion. And I can agree with that, because Jesus is love, and Jesus is... a lot of people will probably come back and say, well, God is a man of war, because it said in the Old Testament. Well, I know that, but a lot of people misinterpret that. What that means is that he wars against unrighteousness and wickedness and sin. And that's why Jesus Christ came to die on the cross. He died a horrible death, and he rose again after the third day, so that we can have eternal life in him, so that we can live in him. And and we have a new covenant with him, and we don't live under that old law anymore. And just for this, to merge Islam with the Christian faith is just really, it's just a slap in the face. It's just so bad. And I can't believe that these churches, and the churches are being under judgment now, because of these churches are allowing things like this, Chrislam, to be preached in church, Islam to be preached in churches, and among other things too. And people, if you're a member of any of these churches, I would leave them. I would leave, because you're partaking in the sins of that church. And judgment is about to fall on a lot of churches. Well, in my next article here, if I might have to go into another part 2 of this, but I'm sorry, but I need to speak out first about the way I felt about this. Anyway, this article here is from the Huffington Post religion section, and this is Jack Van Impe leaves TBN after criticism of Rick Warren and Robert Schuller. Now, I'm sure that you've heard about who these two men are. Rick Warren, he's from the Saddleback Church there in California. And Robert Schuller, he's also in California too, and he heads the Crystal Cathedral. He's on TV, I think on the TBN channel. But anyway, Jack Van Impe, he's a popular end-time broadcaster, as you all know, had ended his decade-long run of the Trinity Broadcasting Network after a dispute over naming ministers that he accused of mixing Christian and Muslim beliefs. Okay, earlier this month, Van Impe named California mega church founders Rick Warren and Robert H. Schuller as proponents of Chrislam, which he defined a uniting of Christianity with Islam, and TBN pulled the episode before a repeat broadcast could be aired. And I think that's typical of Trinity broadcast. And I would say, you know, I turned off my TV a long time ago, and I used to watch some of TBN. And it just got to where it got ridiculous. I mean, I saw things there, I would name a few myself, but I think that most all of them that were on there, to me, they were just all fake. They're all phony. And I might get in trouble for saying that. But TBN, they're Satanists. You know, the people who had the Trinity Broadcasting Network are Satanists. I mean, to allow these apostate preachers to even promote this and to promote these to other churches, I can't see how people can, you know, follow these preachers and search God, search the scriptures, and allow Christianity to be destroyed like this. But anyway, Jack Van Impe's ministries are in Michigan, and said that its board of directors decided on Thursday to no longer work with TBN. Good for them, yay! We would not be able to minister effectively if we had to look over our shoulder wondering if a program was going to be censored because of mentioning a name. said the executor of the ministry, Jack Van Impe Ministry. TBN president and founder Paul Crouch expressed disappointment with the ministry's decision. Although I understand and actually agree with your position that you will not allow anyone to tell me what I can and cannot preach, I trust you understand that TBN takes the same position with its broadcast airtime as well, that Crouch wrote in a letter to Van Impe. And Van Impe's program cited Warren's speech to an Islamic conference in Washington in 2009 and Schuller's keynote address at an interfaith conference called A Common World in 2008. Van Impe and his co-host's wife, Rexella, also claimed that Warren said churches can attract new believers by taking crosses down from inside and outside their buildings. And I just don't know about this Rick Warren. I mean, he's totally of the devil, and people are just really falling for it. That's why I just don't understand. Because, well, I've also found another article about Christian atheism, about this revival. But anyway, this is another thing for later. But anyway, oh, he has a tweet account. Rick Warren has a tweet account. My goodness. And he said just the opposite. If you remove the cross from the church, it's no longer the church, just a social club. Okay, and I think that's the end of the article. So basically, that's what Rick Warren has done with his church. He's made it more of a social club than a church. Same as Robert Schuller. I mean, I don't know. I can't say, I better not say anything more. It's just that, I also want to mention too that Rick Warren, one of Rick Warren's members of his congregation is Rupert Murdoch. You can look that up. There was an article that I found. I need to find that also because I'm going to run into part 2, I know. But anyway, if any of you don't know who Rupert Murdoch is, here's Rupert Murdoch. Okay. He's a founder of the News Corporation, and he was named for his first newspaper, Australia's Adelaide News. So if anyone from Australia there knows about this newspaper, he owns that. He owned that. I don't know if he still owns it or not, but the News Corporation is made up is a parent company that is made up of a huge media empire, which includes television, movies, cable networks, book publishing, satellite TV, magazines, newspapers that operate in the United States, Australia, Europe, Latin America, Asia, Pacific Basin, all over, really. Well, you know something, I'm getting close to the end, and this is probably going to go into part 2. So if you would like to meet me over there, you'll see me over there. So I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye. See you over in part 2. Bye bye.